what someone can find is that it is hard for them to express their true self. So instead of being able to listen to what's taking place within them, to pay attention to their needs, their feelings, their preferences, they can find they have the tendency to do what other people want, or they think other people want. And through pleasing others instead of pleasing themselves, through this being the norm, it is going to be hard for them to live a fulfilling existence. And so they could find that they have a job that is not in alignment with their true self. A lot of their relationships might not match up with their true self. Even a lot of their hobbies they could do to please others. And living in this way is naturally going to be incredibly frustrating. And one way of looking at what is taking place would be for someone to imagine that they are wearing an invisible straitjacket. So when someone has a straitjacket, they won't be able to move their arms or legs. They will be completely trapped in this jacket. Whereas when someone is a people pleaser, they will be able to move their arms and legs and to speak, but they can feel as though they are trapped. So they will have from the outside all this freedom, but they won't feel free on the inside. They will feel as though they're in this invisible prison. And when it comes down to this kind of behaviour, it can be easy to say to someone like this that they just need to change their thoughts and change their behaviour, their behavioural therapy approach, and this will allow them to express themselves. However, what this can do is just cover up what is actually going on, because if someone does feel as though they are walking around in this invisible straitjacket and perhaps even finds it hard to connect to their true self, it can show that they are carrying trauma. And so deep down they can believe that if they were to express themselves, if they were to be free, they would end up being abandoned or even harmed. And if they find it hard to connect to their true self, their body, this can also be a sign that they are carrying trauma as well, because they will be, through carrying trauma, they won't be able to connect to their body, but they will have been pushed out of their body into their head, and through living in their head, their focus will be external. So they can be almost hyper-vigilant and so caught up in other people's needs that they can be oblivious to their own. And so the reason their life is like this can be due to what took place during their early years. And this may have been a time when they were abused and neglected. And so during this time, it wouldn't have been safe for them to express themselves and to even be in their body. What may have felt safe is to live on the surface of themselves and almost certainly to please their parents. And so now they are an adult, they won't have a felt sense of safety and security. And so being in their body is still not going to feel safe. What will continue to feel safe, just like when they were a child, is to please others. So as trivial as it can be for someone to be a people pleaser, this can be due to something very serious. And so if you can relate to this, you can see that you are walking around in this straitjacket, invisible straitjacket, and you want to freely express yourself, then it will probably be a good idea for you to reach out for external support so you can start to resolve your inner wounds and your trauma, so you can get back into your body, feel safe there, reconnected to your true self, and your external world can be more in alignment with your internal world. So if you can relate to this, please reach out and don't allow yourself to suffer in silence or to simply tolerate what is going on, because you deserve to live a good life.